At RenRe, our corporate purpose is to protect communities and enable prosperity. And that sits at the heart of everything that we do in the sustainability space. Because from our perspective, it isn't just the right thing to do, it's an imperative part of our vision to be the best underwriter and by extension to be a truly sustainable and resilient reinsurer. So that makes it intrinsically linked to our business strategy. And that's why our ESG and sustainability team sits within the corporate strategy function at RenRe to ensure that it is truly embedded within the organization and not considered a bolt-on or as something that sits outside of our core business aims. And in terms of the work we've done, even if you look back at our nearly 30-year history, a lot of our activities would now be mapped under this label of ESG. For example, we've worked on climate resilience, closing the protection gap for many years, and we didn't communicate it as ESG. It was always just part of what we did. And looking forward, we see a lot of business opportunity here in this space, particularly in collaborating within the industry. And that's one of the reasons why our CEO, Kevin O'Donnell, took on the role of chair of ClimateWise this year, because that's one of several key industry groups that we're really excited about in terms of opportunities ahead of us and to help other companies kind of reframe ESG from a risk mitigation exercise to a truly strategic endeavor. So practically, to complement our team structure within corporate strategy, we've embedded sustainability into our existing governance and reporting processes. And that might sound a bit boring, but it is the way to truly operationalize it, in my view. So, for example, in our external reporting, so in our proxy statement, in our annual report, and internally, it's embedded within our board charters and regular internal meetings so that sustainability updates sit alongside all other facets of our business strategy. And then from an employee perspective, one of the key exercises when I built the strategy was to create an inventory of everything that we're already doing. And it was so interesting to see the amount of activity that our people were already proactively engaged in. So at Ren, it's actually not about kind of winning buy-in. It's about applying a sustainability lens to existing roles and then empowering our people to drive things forward. One key example from 2022 was that we created what we call a global green group, which is essentially made up of local champions across each of our offices who collaborate together to drive forward sustainability initiatives, to enhance our environmental reporting, and to drive forward kind of tactical action. And as part of this, relevant staff actually have a sustainability goal embedded into their performance plans. Similarly, we run ESG training we just did it last week for our investment staff. We work closely with everyone across the company so that they can understand how it manifests in their role, and we can really, as I said, operationalize it. So I think a lot of people view ESG or sustainability, those terms are used interchangeably, as a risk mitigation exercise. And when we ran through that inventory at the start in 2019, when we built out the strategy, we really focused on what we're already doing and how we can leverage that for good. And that then kind of led into the formation of the 3 pillars where we're really focused and allowing us to prioritize what we're doing. So what I'd say is actually just to take a really good look at your business. What do you do well? Where are your interests? And actually, what will make you more sustainable as a company going forward? And then use that as your kind of North Star to then inform where to focus. Because I think a lot of the concern with the sustainability space is that it is, people use the term, can feel like boiling the ocean. Like, where do you even begin? So actually to hone in on 3 or 4 priorities and focus on them and deliver on them, I think is probably the best way to go. And that's certainly what we've done so far. And then that then aligns back with the strategic point of it's aligned to your core business goals anyway. And that can manifest in many ways across the business. And certainly, I think if there are cynics, which thankfully at Ren I haven't had to come across that, I think the cynics will find it more palatable because you're speaking their language, whether that's risk or opportunity, or, for example, in investments, diversifying the portfolio. It might make sense to actually look at new asset classes, or they were already looking at stranded assets anyway. They're just labeled with a sustainability term. So it's actually very much in keeping with what you're already doing. And I think that would be my key focus, is just to bring it back to what you speak about day to day, rather than have this light bulb moment of let's change everything we're doing, because it's actually much simpler than that.